Hey everybody, this is Tanner and Thomas Gallant, and today we're joined by Manchester Storm forward and Nova Scotia's own Tyler Hinam. Tyler, how you doing today?
Good, good. How are you guys doing?
Good. Just before we dig into some of the harder questions, I would say is, how's your summer been going, and what have you been doing to keep yourself busy during the off season?
It was obviously a little slower getting home, obviously taking a little bit more time to recover, but now I'm in the full swing of things. I'm pretty much in a rink every day of the week, whether it's my own skating or coaching, and then hopping around to the gym and the golf course and stuff. So yeah, now I'm pretty busy from June on. It's pretty busy on the go. So yeah, it's been fun. It's been good, and a few more weeks until we head back.
Is there anything that you particularly want to train in this off season?
Um, Last season I was a little injured, so maybe put on a little bit more muscle, but in terms of that stuff, that's always up to chance anyway. So yeah, doing what I can to, stay limber, stay loose, maybe add a little bit of muscle and try to stay healthy a bit, but no, nothing crazy out of the ordinary.
Yeah. So, I mean, growing up in Cole Harbor as a kid, did you always want to be a hockey player, or was there other sports that you were maybe playing growing up?
I was definitely one of the kids that my parents put me in everything and kind of let me choose. I was kind of good at hockey from a young age, so obviously gravitated towards that. But yeah, I played a lot of different things. Growing up around like the Dartmouth area, canoe kayak sprinting's pretty popular, so I did that growing up. Played soccer, baseball, lacrosse, did all that kind of stuff. And then as you get older, obviously you have to start cutting some stuff off as sports get busier. But I played lacrosse all the way through junior, so I kind of enjoyed that on the side. And then now I kind of have transitioned into golf, maybe a little less physical, something to do in the summer.
So,
Yeah,
was there
I
any
find that.
things that you picked up from those other sports? Like would probably be one, but like, is there certain skills that you think that you kind of transition over into hockey that is useful today?
I don't know if I'd say anything in particular. Like obviously lacrosse would have been conditioning and hand-eye and stuff. That was at an older age, but I think just in general, like being an athletic kid and developing just good motor skills and stuff, I think it's important for young kids. And that's kind of all I did. I never really got into any specific soccer or baseball or any sort of that training. It was just kind of playing sports as a kid and kind of getting acclimatized to, team environments and motor skills and fitness and all that kind of stuff. And you meet friends and kind of go from there. But no, it was just kind of just grew up playing a bunch of different sports and then chose hockey when it was time to choose, I guess.
And now focusing into the hockey side, like, was there a certain player that you modeled your game after?
Um, Like once it was kind of to the age where you had to start kind of doing that and modeling yourself. I liked Matthew Tkachuk and the way he played, and then kind of like once Brady came into the league, I'm a Sens fan, so I watch a lot of them, and so I really like the way the Tkachuk brothers play. I guess I think if I had to give an answer for that, it'd be kind of that. Like obviously, um, do your best to still play good hockey and not be an idiot, but obviously able to take part in the extracurriculars and bring a physical element to the game as well.
Yeah, and you're such an easy player to cheer for, because you do everything on the ice. You kill penalties, you can hit, you can score, you can do everything, which is what fans like. So is there, I assume, like, you use the comparison of the Chuck brothers, is that where that part of your game originates from?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think it's just I think it would just come from just a competitive nature. I think I was never the most gifted or skilled or talented kid, so I think I just kind of grew up having to do the little things and the gritty things, and then have you just kind of added that to the toolbox as I've gone along, and now I kind of take pride in it. There's opportunities to be made in pro hockey on the penalty kill and on second and third lines and shut down roles and stuff. And I think I've learned over the years kind of how to play different styles of games and add different things to my repertoire. So yeah, it's something I take pride in is kind of being able to do everything. But yeah, I think I just try to do something to help the team win every night and then let the rest take care of itself, I guess.
So, I mean, looking at your pro career now, I mean, you played in a few different leagues, ECHL, I mean, AHL. What were some of the factors in making the jump overseas and signing in Manchester?
Honestly, it was just it was a part of me where I was just like I'd kind of kick my own butt a little bit if I played pro hockey for X amount of years and I never really got to go over the pond and see the world a little bit and kind of explore different things. So honestly, I loved my time in Maine. If anybody is coming through, ask me about it. I give them a glowing review. I loved everything about it. It was more just I kind of wanted something different and something new. And that's when it came into place. And then obviously that's plans have changed a little bit now that I've stayed in the same spot for 3 years now. But yeah, that's kind of that was the main reason for the jump is just kind of wanted to explore, wanted something new, wanted a new adventure and challenge, and then yeah, now I've kind of found a home in Manchester, and we've got a good nucleus of guys, and with Critch coaching now, it's going to be a good little fun transition. But it's been the same ownership group my whole time there, and I've been treated really well. So yeah, I've been loving my time in Manchester, and we'll play this upcoming year and see how it goes.
Speaking of Maine, I guess we got three Maritimers next season. I seen Jacob Hudson just signed the other day too. So it seems
Yeah,
to be a
him.
pipeline for Maritimers lately.
Yeah, no, it's close to home. I think that's it's definitely a selling point for the Maritimers is it's close for us. It's close for our families. You know, you're not too far from home, and it's got that northeast feel to it, I
Yeah.
guess. So yeah, if you're not down in Florida or Texas or Georgia or something, I guess you might as well be close to home.
Did the family make it down much when you were in Maine compared to
A
when you
lot,
played?
yeah,
Because when you
yeah.
played with you were way up in the middle of nowheres, more or less.
Yeah, no,
So
it was a treat for them, obviously, compared to being in Rouen and junior. So, yeah, and the way the coast worked, it was a lot of 3-and-3s, which wasn't easy on the players' bodies, but for the parents who want to come down and cram 3 games in a weekend, it was pretty nice for them, where
Yeah.
they could just kind of try to either do work in the car or do something, rip up Friday, see the game Saturday, Sunday afternoon, then they're home for work Monday morning. So they were able to see me play a decent amount there when I was playing with the Mariners. Yeah.
So, what was your most difficult adjustment when you did go over to Manchester, maybe on and off the ice?
Um, hmm. I don't know. It was definitely a positive adjustment and experience. Like I wouldn't maybe just a little bit more added responsibility. Kind of going over there, I was expected to be more of a guy than I kind of was in Maine. In Maine, if not that it wasn't a big deal if I didn't play good, but in Manchester, it's more of like I can dictate the result of a game more than I could in Maine. Where Maine, I wasn't playing as much special teams and I wasn't playing as many minutes. Where in Manchester, if I'm playing 22 minutes of good hockey a night, or I'm giving our team a pretty good chance to win. Where in Maine, if you're playing 12, 13 minutes, you can give a solid 12, 13 minutes. But
Yeah.
again, there's a lot of time in that game where you don't really control. So I guess maybe that would be a challenge was kind of taking on that added responsibility. You know, you're a little bit older, you're kind of expected to give a bit more on the leadership side of it and be a bit more of a role model than I was when I was fresh coming in. So maybe yeah, a little bit more added responsibility maybe.
Yeah, and even looking in your first season in Manchester, you had your career high of 43 points. What was the key to adjusting so quickly to the EIHL?
Um, I think the adjustment factor, like I personally don't find it the level of play that different from the ECHL. So I think it was just important to come in good shape and ready to go kind of thing. And then I was I think I was able to kind of grasp a good opportunity. I was given a good role. I was given lots of ice time. I was given time on the power play. Um, and I was able to kind of make that work to a degree that like those were the opportunities that I didn't get as easily or as often in the ECHL. And I think that's just kind of that was really just the difference in the numbers. It wasn't really, I don't think I really did anything different. It was just I was given an opportunity. I was able to kind of pounce on it.
We've heard that from a few guys, like how
Yeah.
similar it is to North America. You're not the first to say that.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is opportunity. Like I don't think we're at the point in our careers where we're getting that much better, that much worse year to year. It's obviously you can get hot, you can get injured, and that can affect play and stuff. But at the end of the day, like I think most guys, all we really want is an opportunity to show what we got, and we'll take the reins from there.
We have there's actually quite a few guys, Maritimers over in the EIHL. Do you know some of them personally, or do you get to talk to them quite a bit when you're playing against them?
I'd say yes to both of those questions. Yeah, I know. I would say I know most of them. I'm really good buddies with Balmus, and now Gentile's going over too. So
Yep.
I chat with them a lot, and then even the guys that are in the second league over there. There's a ton of us over there now.
Yeah.
So and then I think he's from Ontario, but he's been living out here for a while now. Like Liam Payton just signed in
Mm.
Leeds, and he skates with us in the
Yeah.
summer too. So. Yeah, it seems like every couple weeks somebody from the Maritimes or somebody from around here is signing over there. So it's fun. It's cool.
Yeah, I think even like your first season with Manchester, I think you had a rotation of five of you that were from the Maritimes or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I would hate to miss somebody, but me, Critch, Stevo, Zach Phillips, Matt Murphy. Um, I think that was
I
it.
think that's all of them. Yeah.
I apologize if I'm missing somebody.
Oh, that's all.
But no, for a team overseas to have that many guys from the Maritimes is hilarious. Like I never had that many Maritimers on my junior team.
Right.
And like that was a really successful season from you. Do you think that was kind of like the factor of why like that group was so tight knit?
Obviously, I'm biased that Maritimers are good guys, but yeah, we had a great dressing room that year, and I think that attributed to part of my success is was it was genuinely just really fun coming to the rink that year. Obviously, winning helps, but yeah, we had a good nucleus of guys, and yeah, that was definitely a year I'll look back on at the end of my career and kind of cherish maybe more than others, or however you would want to rank them, I guess.
Yeah. And now looking at last season, like you started off really good. Like you were about a point per game player before you went out hurt. Like as a competitor, like you said you are, how difficult is it for you to just sit on the sideline and just how do you cope as that as a player?
That I think that's the hardest part is like you just want to be on the ice and you want to be out there competing, and especially
Mm.
when our team wasn't having as much team success and you're kind of
Yeah.
up in the stands just watching it unfold. It's tough. And I was lucky my first year over there. I managed to have a lot of success on the ice. I wasn't hurt. I didn't really face a ton of adversity. So, it had been
Mm.
a few years since I'd faced some adversity, and that was obviously some getting used to again and adjusting to. So, yeah, it obviously wasn't fun being out so much. And then, like you said, like I did have a pretty hot start, and I felt I was going into that year. In good shape, and I thought I had a good summer, and I prepared and did the right things to kind of set myself up to have a good year. And um, yeah, it kind of didn't end up going the way I wanted it to go, and I feel like I finished the year strong, but
Mm.
um, overall, yeah, it was a tough season. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, again, doing controlling what I can control, and doing what I have to do this summer to hopefully have a good year this year.
You mentioned it about how you finished the year off strong. How tough is it? I mean, being out for a good chunk of the schedule and then coming back and trying to hit it with in stride type thing.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. I think anybody who's been in it'll tell you you're not like whenever you're coming back from an injury, you're never coming back at 100%. You're coming back as soon as you can get in the lineup. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you're playing through some pain. You're not as comfortable as you would be. You're probably a little out of shape. Like there's no hiding that there's a difference between in shape and game shape. Like if you're
Yeah.
playing 20 minutes a night, 2 nights a week, it's a lot different than doing a couple intervals on the bike and bagging yourself at the end of practice. Like it's not the same. So yeah, I think you mix those things in, and like there's no question that when you come back, you're not at 100%. So yeah, it took I'd say a couple weeks to come back and try to find my stride, but um that's just part of being a pro too, is like you have to kind of manage those errors and manage those games, and like find a way to be effective even if you're not at 100%. So, I guess it's just kind of balancing that. But yeah, it's never easy coming back from injuries and trying to find your game again. And it's obviously for me, I found it very frustrating. Like just it felt like as soon as I would come back and find my stride again, I would get hurt, and it would be an injury where I would understand like this is going to be another long-term thing. It's not like you could push through this. Like
Mm.
you're kind of restarting that process all over again, the rehab process, and then the return to play process and trying to find that groove again. It's just it was a frustrating cycle this year. So yeah, just doing the right things in the gym this year to try to break that cycle, I guess.
Did you have any hobbies when you were out hurt? Did you have to find anything to keep you busy type thing?
I played a decent amount of video games for sure. Like, we had a good little crew there on our team that played some Xbox together. So I guess when we weren't at the rink, I still had the guys keep me some company and yeah, I guess when we weren't buzzing around Manchester, we were throwing the headset on a little bit.
Right. So you guys just narrowly missed the playoffs. You kept fighting right down to the final game. The last 5 games of the season, actually, you beat Belfast, Cardiff, and Guildford. I mean, they were all playoff teams, good playoff teams. What can you take away after a season like that of ups and downs and coming so close to the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, you don't like you want to take the positives of everything, but you can't like in reality, like everything can't be a positive. And I don't think it was a great year for our group. So obviously, like there's yeah, we can take the little positives that we beat Belfast and we beat Cardiff down the stretch and everything, but body of work, I mean, like that it just wasn't acceptable, like what we did and how we finished last year. So I don't know. I You can take the positives all you want, but I think everybody left that season with a pretty sour taste in their mouth, regardless of how the season ended. Um, yeah, I guess I don't think anybody really left um, feeling good about the year or about their own personal gain or their own personal season or anything. So I think it was kind of yeah, everybody's goal was just kind of go back, recoup in the summer, and then let's give this another kick at the can next year and kind of right the wrong.
Yeah.
I think too with the last few games of the year, with when Critchlow announced his retirement, it, I think there was almost around the fan base and everything. There was almost an excitement to maybe make the playoffs, and I mean, just like you said, it was such a disappointment for you guys to miss that.
Yeah, I think I forget if it was the Guildford or the Cardiff game, but whatever game it was like Critch's last home game and stuff. I remember like
Mhm.
that game was a really energetic home crowd. Like I think that whole storyline definitely gave us a boost to like try to get one more weekend, one more round of games in. And like you said, we came up short. But it was a good push. Like it was fun. Like like that was kind of the internal conversation was just like we don't want to be driving up to Scotland or down to London to play like meaningless hockey games where we know we're already eliminated. Like that was kind of like our biggest fear was we just wanted to stay in the hunt and stay in the fight as long as we could. Because I don't know, I don't want to be playing meaningless hockey games where you're
Yeah.
just putting on a show to put on a show. Like I want to play for something.
Yeah.
Um, and we were able to do that. Like every single game we played to the very last one meant something. So, um, that made it fun at least for us. It made it engaging for us. It made it engaging for the fans down the stretch. Yeah, I guess it would have been easy to fold over, but yeah, like that last little playoff hunt and then Critch's retirement storyline definitely gave a bit of buzz down the stretch of what. Yeah, not it was definitely a buzzful end of the year for a ninth place team for sure.
Yeah, and like looking into this year, like we already been kind of discussing it, but Critch is going to be the head coach, which like we've had him on the show. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Like, how is the feel around the team with him coming in as the head coach and just the expectation?
I think there's a lot of optimism. Like I think especially from the returning guys, I think we know we're capable. Like for the guys that were there the year before, we know what we're capable of and we know where the bar is set. Like that's the standard and that's where we expect to be. So I think for the returning guys and that core group, I think it's almost refreshing, like just to see those zeros across the board, just be able to wipe that slate clean. Um, so I think that for us, that's kind of the mentality. And then I don't know if I'm sure the new guys have got the whole spiel by now that last year wasn't good enough and we're bringing you in to make a difference and stuff. So yeah, I think there's a lot of optimism and hope and kind of positivity around the team. I think everybody's excited about Critch. I think he brings a wealth of leadership and hockey knowledge, and everybody's excited to run through a wall for him. So. I think it's going to be a good fit, and yeah, I think all in all, I think it's just a pretty good, exciting, positive buzz around the team right now.
So I mean, you know him personally and stuff like that. Do you have a sit down with him before the season and kind of does he kind of explain your expectations or does he know you well enough as a player already?
Like I maybe there could be something formal. We had like I think I had a pretty good idea at the end of last season that he was probably going to take that coaching role for this year. So we had some small chats at the end of last year, but I don't know, nothing formal. I think he respects me as a pro and I respect him as a man and a coach where I think I think we just both kind of understand where we stand, and I understand what he's expecting out of me moving into next season, and I'm gonna try to give him that.
Just tell him you want lots of power play time.
We'll see. I'll have to earn that.
Yeah.
So
Uh, go
you
ahead.
guys are always kind of considered the underdog. I mean, there's some teams that make more money, and there's some that
Yep.
don't make as much. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But with the underdog mentality, I mean, what's the expectations for you, maybe as a team and on a personal level?
I enjoy it, like the mentality and the underdog story. It's fun. It's always there's always something to chase. You know what I mean? Like, there's always room to improve. There's always somebody ahead of you. You know what I mean? There's never time for complacency. So I think I kind of like that aspect of it. Um, and like I don't know, for the expectations, like, do we get reamed out at the end of the year if we don't come first? No, like it's
Yeah.
not real. That's just not realistic. But we're also at a point where like we're good enough where we can compete with any team on any given night. So if we come in and we lose 5-1 and roll over and die, then yeah, we expect to get reamed out a bit. So there's a fine line of kind of respecting our work ethic and the body of work and what we're putting on the ice with kind of what we're given. Um, and making that work. But we've proven that over a 54 game schedule, we can make that work and we can turn that into a fourth place finish. So it's not like we can blame budget or club size or anything like that on the lack of success that we had last year for sure. Um, is the expectation to win all three trophies every single season? No, like that's just the way it is. But at the same time, like we're good enough and we our bar for ourselves is high enough that we go into every game every night expecting to win and thinking we can win.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's a weird fine line there for us, kind of with where we're at with our club that um, we're never leaving a rink after a loss with a smile on our face, thinking like, oh, that's good, we played good. Um, but at the same time, like I think at the end of that fourth place season, we all agreed that that was a pretty successful year. So yeah, I'd say that's probably the best way to explain it.
Yeah, so to take that next step, it's probably going to be a lot about your work ethic and just trying to be a hard team to play against every night.
And yeah, and I think that from year to year, that was for me, that was the biggest difference was just between our fourth place finish and our ninth place finish. It wasn't anything to do with budget or talent or anything like that. It was just purely like being a harder team to play against and kind of doing the things that we can control, like doing the little things. So I think that was the frustrating part about last year is like we were probably given more resources, if not the same as the year before, and we obviously were way worse. So yeah, I think we have to get back to where we were and we know what the standard is.
Yeah, I mean, we so tell us maybe a bit about the EIHL. Like we've heard a lot of good things about the fans in Manchester. Tell us a bit about that.
About well the IHL or just Manchester?
Well, I guess both in
Well,
general.
the league in general, it's they're obviously pretty crazy and rowdy. Like some of the bigger ranks like Sheffield and Nottingham and Belfast. I think they're fun atmospheres to play in. It takes you back kind of to your junior days when you're playing at the Metro Center, in Quebec and like at those big rinks where it felt like showtime and kind of like those games that are just a little bit bigger than the rest. So yeah, it's fun to kind of get to go to play in those big arenas again and be with those lively atmospheres. And then the rest of the rinks are kind of barns where there's like whether there's no glass between the fans and you get that kind of fun fan player interaction aspect of it. So there's something different night to night, but all in all, like the travel's great, the fans are great, the level of play is going up by the year. So yeah, I have nothing but great things to say about the league and the fans. And then in Manchester, it's awesome. They started a little ritual there for us a couple years ago, where if we win, they throw chocolate on the ice. So that's a fun little thing that they do. And um, yeah, they're obviously really passionate. Our rink's not too big. I'd say it's only probably 20, 2,500, 3,000 max. Um, but they sell it out every night. So it's a fun rink to play in. At home as the home team. I don't think the away teams like it as much, but um, being the home team, it's fun, it's loud, it's rowdy, and yeah, they get behind us and we appreciate it.
And they make
Yeah.
the bus trip quite a bit to the away games, don't they? That's what I've
Yeah,
heard.
yeah, they do. And whether it's the bus trip or they just drive themselves, they're pretty dedicated. It's nice.
Yeah, like even like in my last comment for this interview would be like that's what we found. Like as soon as we started covering the EIHL players, like the fan base is just so dedicated towards their players. Like we've
Yeah.
noticed it everywhere. So it's great to see for you guys. So I don't have anything else. Thomas, did you have anything?
No, I'm good. Thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it. I mean, we've been wanting to talk to you for a while. It's just time gets away from you, I guess.
No, no, thank you guys for having me on, and thank you for all the coverage you provide for myself and all the Maritime boys that are playing away. I know all of our friends and family really appreciate it. It's pretty easy, and then obviously I think the players appreciate it too. It's pretty easy to keep tabs on all the other boys and see how everybody's doing. So no, we appreciate your guys' work and keep going. We all love it and appreciate it. So thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, thanks, Tyler, and I hope you have a good trip back to Manchester.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me on.